Victorious 89.1 WAKP. Your unity in the community station.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
The Hinkson Firm's mission is to provide superior legal service in the areas of family law, child welfare law, general legal services, and mediation by keeping. The Hinkson Firm's goal is to eliminate the stress of an already intense situation in your life by coming directly to your workplace and or a location close to your home for consultation, meetings, and mediation. The Hinkson Firm customized legal attention based on the needs of each client while treating every client with the dignity and respect they deserve, while fighting strongly and fiercely for justice and their legal rights. The Hinkson Firm can be reached at 470-499-4704.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Well, greetings, and welcome to another segment of Reasoning Thursdays, each and every Thursdays, right here on the Powerhouse Radio with yours truly, a Lady D, Mama Acid. We have Queen in the house, Andrew, Don, you, the listeners. We most definitely thank you all for your participation as well. Well, guess what? There's a new tune out. We're gonna check it out real quick with Mr. Shenko as we get ourselves in gear. Well, we have a hot, well, every week, every week. So before we go in the new tune with Shenko, let's give out some of the topic, and then Mama asked that you could hail up all the listeners. Queen, you can hail up all the listeners as well. All righty. So, do the people really understand the Constitution of Jamaica? Mama Acid gonna break it down to us. Yeah. So keep it locked, right? How about, is there proof of the outcome and who is really in charge of the election in Jamaica with so much bogusness going on? You know, can we really trust the persons whom are counting these votes and claiming victory and all of these things? So keep it locked, keep it locked, man. Jamaica, last week it was Jamaican women. Now this week is Jamaica is the highest in the murder rate. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that as well. And madness upon madness upon madness, in this world. What is really going on? We have some comments and questions and all these things about that as well. And should we bring back corporal punishment with the way these crimes are so heinous, wicked, bad? Yeah, should we? Man, lots of topics, lots of discussion right here. Andrew Gilliam, former candidate, Florida. We have recession. Are you all ready? Man, lots of reasoning going on each and every Thursdays right here on Reasoning Thursday. Well, Mama Acid, Greetings. You want to let our guests greet first? You on mute. Unmute yourself, lady.
Let's hear what Queen says first.
Greetings, Mama Acid. Greetings, Lady D, and everyone out there. Greetings. I decided to spend 2 days with Miss Lady D, so she got me in the studio. I've been trying to avoid this for a very long time. But here I am. You're seeing my face. I'd like to be behind the scene, but she put me on the spot. But I'm happy to be here, and
No
I hope
choice.
whatever I can contribute, will be guide to everyone, or even just give you an idea of where to search for to find out what is really going on.
All right, all right. Well, she have no choice. So she's here. She gotta be here. Okay. Go ahead, Mama Acid.
you know, two things. One, I hope nobody gets mad when I say this.
You start already.
People in Jamaica, you are not under a state of emergency. They lied to you. And not only that, they made a mistake when they tried to put you under a state of emergency. And we will be discussing that tonight. So you all need to take it up with some people who are doing money drop vote.
Money who?
Money drop?
I know. I gonna drink water. I mind my business. I did not hear to say, he gonna drink water. I mind the business. I'm gonna drink water. I mind my business. Okay, but man, well, we wanna. I'm gonna sample this song right here real quick, and then we get down to business. Or maybe we sample it halfway time. But halfway time it gets so hot. I don't think we want to hear the music. We want reason. So this is a hot new artist, Shenko. I had the pleasure of interviewing him Saturday. And great young man. I think about 18, 19, I don't know, but young man, but doing his thing with the support of his family and his dad, and it's a good thing, and saying positive things, saying positive things. So let's check him out.
I'm on a lonely road. I'm on a lonely road.
Tell me what you think, guys.
Father God, please protect me, son. The demons, them might try fight me, cause never gonna bring me down. I'm on a lonely road. Father God, please protect me, son. The demons, them might try fight me, cause but I swear by my life, them can't bring me down. I'm on a lonely road. Father God, please protect me, soul. The demons, them might try fight me, close, but I swear by my life, them can't bring me down. Yeah, Jamrock me come from the home of the rat race and corruption. I brainwash the youth fit on gunman. Chain coming him heartbeat like a jump on. Papan, the skin black and a suntan. A sun god them call me. That's why me have to stay strapped with the 40. A young melanin black man is a target. I'm on a lonely road. Father God, please protect me, so the demons, them might try fight me, ghost, but I swear by my life, them can't bring me down. I'm on a lonely road. Father God, please protect me, so the demons, them might try fight me, ghost, but I swear by my life, them can't bring me down. Me, I go fight, me, I go rise, alright. But I feel show me stripes. They don't wanna see me rise and fly above. They want to hold me on the ground. Me I go fight, me I go rise, alright. But I feel show me stripes. See a young ghetto youth, life not fun. I'm plagued with sex, crime and rum. Lonely road. Father God, please protect me, so the demons them might try fight me, ghost, but I swear by my life them can't bring me down. I'm on a lonely road, Father God, please protect me soul. The demons, them a try fight me ghost, but I swear by my life, them can't bring me down. Moving through the sands of time, the only footsteps I can see is mine. Moving forward, leave my stresses behind. We're sharing the world, but the journey is mine. Time gets converted to dollar sign. Money are them gods, so I'm neglecting mine. Measure your life, you get the things that shine. Searching for the spark like Optimus Prime. I'm on a lonely road. Father God, please protect me soul. The demons, them a try fight me ghost, but I swear by my life, them can't bring me down. I'm on a lonely road. Father God, please protect me soul. The demons, them a try fight me ghost, but I swear by my life, them can't bring me down. I'm on. So for every black youth, I get up. It's a song here for you. Thinking in your mind. Focus on the right things in our life, you understand? All the way up on a lonely road. Rastafari. From Shenko himself, you see?
Yeah, that's the man, Shenko. Shenko. Well, you know what? Just bigging him up. Young, new, up and coming artist, and you know, doing positive things. And I want to say big shouts to you, Donna Moody. Large up yourself. Donna says hi to help everyone. And she said she loved that song. Big ups to you, Donna. Check
Very positive.
performing here in the ATL this evening at Carabana on Redan Road. So definitely go and check him out if you're in the area. You could check him out. A local artist and young and doing up his thing. Big up yourself, Don. How are you?
Greetings, Lady D. Greetings, Mama Asid.
Big up,
Greetings,
Don.
greetings. And we have Queen in the house that seems to be hiding. Need to move up. Move up. Queen needs to move up. Let me see if I can get the camera better on Queen.
There we go.
Greetings, Queen.
There we go.
All right, Don.
In the studio with me today. Man, how you doing, Don? I want to say congratulations to you. You're getting ready to fly out at
Yeah,
big things. Going to be on tour. Before we even go any further, give us a little information on what's going on and in next
yeah,
month and thing.
yeah. So I leave on Wednesday, the 6th of July, from JFK, and I'll be landing in Belgrade in Serbia on the 7th.
Hi, European tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I land on the 7th and early morning on the 7th, and then I chill out. And the first festival is the 8th, which is a Friday, the Exit Festival in a place called Novi Sad. It's a 4-day festival.
Yeah.
It's a 4-day festival. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. But I play on Friday night,
There you go.
Okay. All
and
right.
then I have 4 club dates in between there. And then the next festival is called the Natural Mystic Festival, which is on the 23rd.
Okay.
So I'm doing 2 major festivals and some club dates.
Where's the Natural Mystic Festival going to be held?
A place called I can't even pronounce it. Ganona Beach in Serbia.
Man,
I've,
Don,
I've,
you are
I've done
really
that
bigging
festival
up
before.
reggae.
I've done both festivals before. For the Exit Festival, this is my 3rd time. And for the
Yeah.
Natural Mystic, this is my 2nd time.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about, setting a legend.
Mm.
Yes, definitely, man. Well,
Good luck, Don.
congratulations.
Please
And,
travel safe and
we
come
want
back soon.
video, if they have links where we can watch or we can. I know it's a big show, so they're not gonna really give out any links and stuff. But if any of your back people doing video and things like that, please
Yeah.
forward
I
it.
see if I Thursday, but you're not on Fridays, and my show is on Friday. My slot is on Friday.
On Friday. Okay.
So,
Well, we'll talk off the air and you let me know. We'll see if we can even stream it. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Or send us some videos so we can post them on our blog.
I'm gonna try to stream it live. That's I'm gonna talk to the phone company and make sure I have my
own thing.
data with me so that I can stream it.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. Tech,
Mm,
tech,
Big,
tech.
yeah.
big things. Want to say greetings, Cuzzo, the UK massive. What's up, England? How you doing? Checking in. Love you all to the max. All of my UK folks just loving her to the maximum. And oh man, I don't know if you heard the lineup on what's on the list here, Dan, but the lineup is really interesting. You know,
Yeah.
Mama Acid posed a question. Queen, I don't know if you know what's in the lineup, but um, Mama Acid posed a question. Does the Jamaica people really understand the Constitution, the Jamaica Constitution?
Mm,
So I guess she's gonna give us some insight in that. And I don't know if you all read and heard that the Chief Justice Brian Sykes, he put out a proposition out there that he doesn't think that there should be any more jury trial. The judge should be able to make the final decision on any type of case that is going on. So we want to talk about that a little bit as well. We want to speak about the horrendous um man, do we say crime? What do we even call it? Massacre of this family, the young lady with the four children, and we want to touch that a little bit as well because it is just what's going on. We're trying to figure out what is going on in this world. You know, the madness that is going on. Someone last week had sent in an email, and I did promised, I think it was Kim from Pennsylvania. We did promise her that one of her question was, do we think that the big V is altering persons' DNA and their minds and their everything? So, and so that brings us back to Donna with, are we really being taken over? Are people really being taken over with the influx of all of this madness that is going on, in the world, in Jamaica? It's not just Jamaica, it's all around the world. The people them is just crazy. And last week was the jacket business. This week was we were the number one in the news as to the jacket business. Now we are number one with the murder rate um, throughout the world, worldwide. We are number one with the murder rate. And is Jamaica being targeted in some type of way? That is in your news. The SOE, state of emergency. My master says she have some information on that. Queen have a couple of information on the go ahead.
The
The
Constitution
Constitution and
and
also
who governing
Spanish Town and
governing
all of these
Jamaica.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a question to I'm gonna pose to Andrew in regards to if Jamaica is under attack. Andrew, you can go on and start thinking about it now. But if Jamaica is under attack, where is the clergy? Where is the church? Where the people of faith is? What is going on? Where is the prayer warriors? Where is the coming together? We have all of those questions that we want to ask. We want to reason, definitely reason on. So where Mama asked where we should start at?
Why don't we start at the easiest one, which should be about these kids being given this. I mean, kids going to a summer camp in Juneau, Alaska, were given floor sealant in the place of
Okay,
milk.
someone have their radio up. We need to turn down just a little bit. Um, yeah, before you even go on, Mama Acid, um, Hyacinth says up. We have Donna that says yes, we are, and she's saying worldwide, and I guess yes, we are being attacked, and yeah, are we really being taken over? Yeah. So there we goes with that. But you were saying something about formula and something that happened at in daycare or something to that effect. I see.
Okay, so in Juneau, Alaska, they have day care camp, and kids go to school, and they also have lunch or breakfast at the school. They are fed by the staff food at the school that is provided by the school system. So, one particular day, the kids were given floor sealant, slightly scented floor sealant in the place of milk. And it was labeled. So, before they opened it, and even after they opened it, they just didn't pay attention, A, to what it smelled like, or B, what the label said before they used it. I mean, this is a school. Can I throw this one at Queen and say, I know this is really not like something we talk about a lot, but I'm asking you as a teacher, do you think it makes sense that people today are spending more time on stuff like anti CRT instead of learning how to read ABC so that they don't feed kids floor sealant in the place of milk?
You see, what happened is that now a lot of these agencies, child care agencies, they're cutting back on what they feed the children because of what's going on with the economy. Um, the board of ed is supposed to be different because they have a budget every year for food for the children, and that is passed on from district to district. So that is kind of unusual for that to happen because even up there is considered part of America. So therefore, they're supposed to be under the same system as everywhere else, in terms of feeding these children. That was a mistake done by somebody that was negligent and wasn't paying attention or doing their job, and I think that's what happens there. And they should be able to stand up to what happened and should be punished for whatever took place because these are innocent children. You have to make sure whatever you're doing with the kids, it is feasible for them, and it doesn't matter how what your economy status is.
So, Queen, even some of the adults had it. They got sick. They told them immediately, it's burning my mouth and it doesn't taste right. They went back then and finally looked at the label. So they didn't even look at the label before they opened it, even though it was in the cooler. They didn't bother to verify what it said on the label. So, in my mind, that seems a little suspect, to be quite honest.
And should be
It's big
for,
neglect.
for its neglect, and maybe
It's
not even
big.
neglect because
Not
nowadays
neglect. That's
there
not
is
even
so
the
much
word.
going on with in terms of people being mean, and you know you have
That's what I'm saying,
yeah.
because we read a statistic that said that um this is from some conservatives that said America, it was 80%. Do you think America's becoming meaner? 80% said yes.
Mhm.
These are conservatives. These aren't even people like us. These are them. They think they're even 80% of them think they are meaner now. So, that's why this kind of made me think of how could this happen, because I know there are regulations on what you can and you can't do
Yeah.
when you have to feed kids lunch, or even for any public consumption of food, because as a person who has a food handler's card, I have a legal responsibility to read the label and verify what the product is before I serve it.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't
So
think
to me, this seems a little fishy.
well, that's not a question. I think that definitely they're supposed to read, and whomever, since this is out in the opening, I think it's something that's going to be investigated.
Investigate.
And the person who done it will be held responsible um, for that.
They
So
said they're going to be retrained.
Because even
yeah,
It's
inspection,
an outside company that provided it and also provided the person who did this, because the person works for this company that they have a contract with, and instead of the person following the procedure, they just didn't even follow the procedure at all. So it just makes me feel like a lot of these companies are short staffed, and that short staffing, because they're not paying people a living wage, a livable wage, is making stress that is now transferring into people's everyday lives. And that's kind of stupid,
okay.
dangerous, stupid.
That's real. That's real. Just care. That's just
carelessness.
very. I don't even
Mm.
know what the word is for it, but yeah. Hopefully hopefully these persons who does that will be held responsible, accountable for what they have done. And there was another child that ended up dead in a hot car. So we are once again pleading with the parents: do not leave your children in the cars. Take them out. It is too hot. So those are just some FYIs for educators that are taking care of our little precious commodities in this world, our children. We ask you to be more diligent in what you're doing, responsible in what you're doing. Read these labels, and and take care of our future. And that goes for the parents, the caregivers, and family members. We ask each and every one to get take care of these children. Before we go any further, want to say big ups to you, Andrew. Andrew is on the line. How you doing, Prophet? How you doing?
I am good. Just fighting the flu, but apart from that, I am good.
All
Just want
right.
to
Give
say good
thanks and
night to Miss
praise.
D, Queenie, Mama Acid, and Don.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Also want to read some of the comments. Donna Moody says, yes, we are. Then she says, worldwide. Donna also says, the world is under attack. And also, it's international. They're doing human experiments. We're going to get into that, Donna. I think we may lead to that. Olivia Pope said, good evening, Lady D Queen, Mama Acid, and Don. Big up yourself, Olivia Pope. All of my New Yorkers. Donna says they experiment on children like they do on everyone in the developmental disability homes. I don't know about that one, but we're going to talk about that too, Donna. They used to give people hepatitis in the milkshake in the DDSO. Okay. Now,
Oh,
Donna's way ahead of us. Donna is way
I
ahead.
wanted to, that's something I wanted to just go right there for a second.
Go right.
Not necessarily that, but something close to that. And what I'm curious about is Don is traveling to Europe.
Okay.
So Don, would you mind sharing with us a little bit of your pre-travel and travel protocol for health in times like these, especially now we're seeing on TV where they're calling that monkey thing. They're looking for something else because it's increasing and it's everywhere.
Well, when I usually do my complete physical before I go on tour. I did my physical last week Thursday. Did my blood work. Did all of that. Talked to my primary care doctor. He's been my doctor for almost 30 years. You know, so we have a good relationship, and he doesn't hide anything from me, and he's open, and we discuss everything. And the one thing he said, Dan, I want you to take that second booster shot before you go, which I did on Friday. So I took my second booster, and I'm ready to go.
All right.
Like I said, I did my blood work and all of that. So
Have you heard of anything that any requirements that you might have to take since you're doing international travel, like there
no, I
or
did.
coming
I
back?
no, I did my research, and there's no
Other
there's no obstacle. There's nothing to stop me. I
great.
can only speak for the where I'm going. I'm going to Serbia, and it's all green light.
Well, that's excellent. And we can't wait to see you perform, Dan. Can't wait to
Mhm.
see you perform. All right. Hot question. Hot question. We're gonna start with one of the first hot question, Mr. uh, Andrew. Andrew, you need to do so. You need to go into the acting, cause your face expressions them, Already. I said, do people before I even go into the question, we do have a couple of comments here. They used to give, okay, we did that. Juliet says, what is it that Mama Acid and Andrew and Don sound loud, but Lady and Queen sound so low? Okay, let's see if we could turn us up a little bit more. Thanks for the heads up, sis Juliet. Thanks for the heads up. And Queen Olivia Don says yes, Don. So she's bigging you up on your trip
Yeah,
and your
thanks.
performance that is coming up in July. So we want to Serbia. Welcome Don with Wally things at the airport.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we want them to come out with the band and all those things when you come off of the plane, Don. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, well, all righty. Question. Do Jamaican people, because we're going to start off in Jamaica, do Jamaican people really understand the Constitution of Jamaica? That was one of this. We have a list of things, and if you were here from the beginning of the program, that's why you can't miss Reasoning Thursday, because if you miss a little, you miss a lot, right? So we ran down all of our discussions that we're going to be reasoning on. So do Jamaican people really understand the Constitution? I said,
Let me throw this one. Don, did you do primary school in Jamaica?
Of course, yes.
Did you learn
No,
government in Jamaica? Did you learn the Constitution? What
no,
did you learn about
nothing.
being a Jamaican citizen?
All you learn was the pledge and the national anthem. That's it. The pledge and the national anthem.
yeah. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, it's true.
it's true. Andrew, you have you what you say about that?
We get
What you
some
say
we
about
had
that?
gotten some geography, man.
It look like say you want me to start drink water earlier, man. But
No, I don't want you to drink water early. I want you to answer the question. Answer the
but
question.
is there really a constitution in Jamaica though?
Hmm.
Is
Acid.
there really one?
Acid is shaking her head. Yes.
Supposed
There's
to
a
be, yeah.
Because if there's a constitution in Jamaica, I don't hear anybody talking about it.
well, that answers your question.
I don't see nobody living up to that constitution.
Okay, wait. Don't go further.
Wait,
Andrew, stop right there
can
by
I
the
answer
gate.
your question?
Now, Queenie. We need Queenie to come in.
Mm.
Queenie!
There,
Please.
there is a constitution, and it was amended in April of this year, 2022. It was amended. Oh
So,
yes,
so why was
and
that not taught in school?
it
So, Queenie,
yes,
can I ask a question?
yes, and
It was amended this year in April. How come
mhm.
media Jamaica me no know about that?
Ah,
Woo!
point. No, you see, that's the thing. The people are not being informed because you have this constitution, and the constitution, what it does is it places certain people in charge of the government in all different areas, financial areas, um, in
So,
mm,
so in other words, this
yeah,
constitution applies to government,
mm-hmm.
people in leadership,
People in leadership.
people who have money and business,
Mm-hmm.
but it don't apply to the small man
It's
because she
supposed
would have
to.
no money.
It's supposed to
So
apply to the
therefore,
public.
Wait,
it
wait.
is it
Yeah.
is amended in
Uh-huh.
April for those that are in power and
Okay.
authority, and they know about it. But people like myself and other citizens of Jamaica don't know about it. Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's something. This been going on since
But listen, that must have taken place in Parliament. It must have taken place in Parliament.
yeah.
Okay.
So
The mic, Queen.
You see what happened? Parliament is really who have the power. Really. Well, not really even Parliament. The Queen have this man that was appointed
GG.
as the Governor General, right? He was appointed by the Queen. Okay? And he is really the overseer of everything. So everybody have to answer to him. And even if the Prime Minister wants to change something, he has to approve it for it to be changed because he answered directly to the Queen. And you see, Jamaica have independence, but we really don't have independence. We are still being controlled by the
Queenie,
British.
Queenie, make we back it up right there.
Okay, Andrew, you know what that means, right? We back at where we started last week, the
They're not.
privy court, and how Jamaica
Alright,
is privy
One moment.
to what the Queen says.
Wait a minute. We
why
got two of
are
you
we
talking.
still struggling? Secondly, the Queen don't give two hoots about us.
Mhm.
That's number one.
Not true, Andrew.
Because
Not true, Andrew. I want to rebut that.
Wait a minute.
that is true. The only thing the Queen want from us,
You froze,
want from
Andrew.
us is the money. Because when we go to
Not,
England,
not true, Andrew.
like
You're
a
gonna be able to
Commonwealth
answer, Asid. Give him let him finish his thought and then you answer. Okay.
and I have been there, done that, so I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Go ahead, Asid.
We are treated like an outcast when we go to England.
Okay. Gillette says, not everyone, many think they do, but really they don't.
Say that
She also
we are
said that's the
under,
problem. They
we
want
are
to
on
keep
to
the
say,
people. One moment, Andrew. That's the problem. They want to keep the people ignorant so they cannot defend certain things. Hyacinth says, that's what I say. Jamaica has no independence. And also, Hyacinth says, real talk, Andrew. Okay. Go ahead.
because the thing is,
And then Acid
and you
will
know
come
what? The people of Jamaica really don't have anybody talking for us, you know.
in.
Really?
Because when you go to England and they treat you this horrible way, and you go to the Jamaica High Commission, you know the first thing the Jamaica High Commission said to you, "Kaya yard."
Mhm.
They don't stand up for us. Nowhere at all. This government of Jamaica stand up for the people of Jamaica. It is ridiculous.
Well, you see, that's why we need people to start standing
Someone
up
from
and
England could take drugs here, for instance, and get caught at the airport. And you know what they could do? They put them on the plane to England. They land at London Heathrow, and they can travel to Manchester, jump on another plane, and come straight back to Jamaica. And there's nothing. The same thing with America and Canada. They can come here and do all of those things, and it's okay. But we can't try dare do that.
Okay.
Because if
Let
we
Mama
try to
Acid.
do that, we're banned for life.
Okay. Let
And
Mama
our
Mama
government
Acid. Mama Acid,
does
you go.
nothing to
I don't think
defend
Andrew be
its
hearing you.
people
I don't think
at
so either.
all.
Yeah. Okay. Let
Okay, Andrew.
Acid.
Two things about the Queen that what she cares about Jamaica. One, she cares about the fact that her face is still on the currency, that as well as all the official paperwork and the Constitution and everything has to come across her desk because people in Jamaica are not independent. Okay, now that's the first thing. The bananas. Okay, so I want to throw the bananas back in here because we've been talking about the bananas since we first started doing this show. Lady D, I'm about to do the bananas again, so just get ready. Okay, people, here we go with the banana story. Portland became a shipping capital of Jamaica in terms of being an independent wharf because it was owned by the farmers in the area, which was a combination of the banana farmers and the coffee farmers. People don't know that. These are white farmers, not black farmers. The black people worked on the land, but the farmers, the colonial farmers, yeah, the ones that still own all these big plantations, like the banana plantations down in that stretch from St. Thomas all the way across the island to Portland, all the way across the Blue Mountains, even up there where there's coffee beans, there's bananas, and I ain't never seen bananas growing cold before, but they grow up there. And I'm speaking about places I done been with my own eyes and seen. The bananas started out at 4 cents a pound. They said in 1955, when this started, that they would escalate the price of the bananas exceedingly to meet the market. When the market changed in 1960, the price of bananas went up to 7 cents a pound. All right. Jamaica shipping bananas to England for less than it cost to grow them at that point. Next, they allowed these farmers, these people who had great British passports, British UK passports, not Jamaican passports, to pay no tax and, in fact, get back money on the bananas that they shipped to England at a loss. So they started a transitory shipment and farming program, which is what we had a lot of discussion about under Michael Manley. Then, guess what else they did next? They instituted Navy Island as a tourist spot for these rich Europeans to come to, so that when people would come to Jamaica, they wanted to go on the banana boat tour. Now, many people don't know about the banana boat tour, and we're not talking about Dayo. So for those who don't know, that's where Jamaica's real drug shipment issues were developed, because that's where shipment was first established. And yes, it was first alcohol, rum, produced in Jamaica that was shipped out, because during the 1930s, when America had a problem because they were in a you can't have alcohol stage, Jamaica, Cuba, and a lot of other places shipped alcohol directly to America and made a whole bunch of money. So it created a bond between the United States, the UK, and all these small little islands. Again, the trade is called the triangular trade, the same one that existed during slavery. Instead of them exporting people, now they were exporting the Queen's labor by way of stealing the people's money.
Okay, one moment.
That can't work.
One moment. I'm just like totally lost, because you took us somewhere that I don't even know where we're at, because we were talking about Constitution. Now,
right.
If there was a constitution, if Jamaica has a constitution, it
yes.
was that Andrew don't know about it, Don don't know about it, Queen don't know about it, and she researched, find out that there was a constitution and the change in the constitution. So we obviously have found out that Jamaica don't understand their own constitution, because they don't know that a constitution even exists.
But
so they cannot. And as far as independence, we done already know that there is really no independence.
Well, you say the thing is, lady, some people do know the Constitution. The folks whose parents were able to afford to send them to private schools,
right,
what have you. And normally they're the ones who end up in politics.
Exactly. That's where your lawyers and your judges come from.
I'm trying to understand now, when you, with your explanation of the bananas and so on, to cut the explanation short, because
the judge who said we can get rid of the juries is saying that the Constitution doesn't matter.
Asid, I'm trying. Let me finish my question. You can.
But did that give it to you?
No. You said because I'm talking and you're talking. So let me finish my.
Okay.
I wasn't really listening to what your explanation was. I was trying to find out, with the story of the banana and the Constitution, independence, everything with America, Jamaica, and England, what is the connection with the Constitution?
The Constitution is what whatever is made up at that moment that fits the situation, which is why I said the judge that said there should be no more jury trials has made a new clause in the Constitution because he's the one that can actually make that happen.
You see,
How can he do it? It's two ways he can do it. One, he can appeal to AG Llewellyn to say it's too dangerous for judges. So we need to just confine this to a specific group of people who are going to take the weight. In other words, we're going to be certified as the new Privy Court of Jamaica because we're going to forego juries. So they won't be able to get a fair verdict because it's going to be a money drop trial.
but the Jamaica Constitution state that the Supreme Court, they are in charge of everything that is criminal, civil, and constitutional.
And that they have to submit to the will of the Privy Court of the UK. You left that part out.
Yeah, because
That's the most important part.
and all of that.
That part right there means everything ahead of it doesn't matter. So the Privy Court, as we started talking about last week, which is why I'm bringing the judge back in now and the bananas together, is works like this. Someone tells you you're going to do something. You don't know who to contact to say, I'm not going to do it. You just go ahead and do it until you try to figure it out. But they don't give you access to figure it out because they make it too confusing. That's why we have a shadow parliament, because the parliament does one thing, but the shadow parliament does what the parliament tells them to do, which is what the GG tells them to do. Now, who tells the GG to do what? Oh, now we getting down to the bottom line, which is why I said many people don't remember the connection between Mark Shields and when Kingfish came to Jamaica and how it directly tied Jamaica, the UK, and America together in a criminal conspiracy against many people in Jamaica who ended up being deported to countries they had never been to for crimes that they may or may not have committed. So you see, conspiracy is a perception. And that is what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. People think that Jamaica has a firm constitution, but it doesn't because nobody knows it. The deal is this: the only person who has real access to the Constitution is not Andrew Holness. It is AG Llewellyn. She's the only one who has direct contact with the Privy Court, which means she is the only one who directly can affect the Constitution, which is why this judge said this is what we need, and he wanted to address her on it, not the parliament, not the prime minister, not the people of Jamaica. Next, we should go to the state of emergency and why it's illegal, because all of this is all in one neat little package tonight.
Before we go further, Hyacinth says, how can anyone stand up for them if they are not trying to stand up for themselves? And Juliet says, people from other countries know more about what's going on in Jamaica than those that live in Jamaica does. Yeah, those that's outside because we're watching the news, we're watching the happenings, we're utilizing the social media and the information coming from Twitter, from Instagram, from YouTube, and even Facebook, and even phone calls from family members and persons that are on the ground.
And these issues are affecting them, but indirectly affecting them. So therefore, they're not even thinking of the constitutions and the laws and what they're supposed to get, really, because these laws supposed to be really the parliament's supposed to be the legislative branch of government, right? But yet still everybody is intertwined within there, even though it's supposed to be separate. You're supposed to have your area representative, then you're supposed to have your I forgot the other person that they're called, but you have these people that's supposed to be representing you within the parliament. You see what I'm saying? They're supposed to give your concern be able to
They're-
present your concern.
They're not Don, you wanted to touch this topic, and then Andrew.
I want to throw it to Don. Before you do that, Don, let me say this to you. Don, we talked about how these things that need to change about the music business in Jamaica about 3 weeks ago, about how it needed to go through. And you were saying that you didn't know how it was connected. Well, I did a little research and found out that Parliament does play a part in this, and Babsy definitely has a lot to do with you getting your royalties if you are an artist in Jamaica, because it goes through the Ministry of Culture.
Things. They run things.
Don, do you
I have
think
not.
that she should? Do you think that Babsy should be in charge of artists in Jamaica getting their royalties? Don't you think that's a little fat for her portfolio?
I can't speak on that because I don't know the what's going on with that. I have no evidence that she's in charge. I really can't speak on something I don't know about.
Want me to explain to you how she's in charge from the research I did?
How she's in charge, and then we're gonna head over to Andrew.
Well, 2 weeks ago we talked about, or last week we talked about the song contest. People didn't understand how she was in charge of that either.
Because it falls under culture ministry. She's a minister of culture, so it falls under her ministry.
Very good, Don. You got it. That's exactly what I said. That's why she's in charge of who gets royalties and who doesn't.
Well, Gillette says, this is why I love listening to Reasoning on Thursdays. You always learn something you don't know. This is one of the best class I've ever been in. So please, continue to Tati from what's up, Tata? Tonya, big up yourselves. The good evening from Reasoning Thursdays. Tonya with Let's Gripe. Big shouts to you. Big shouts to you every Wednesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. right here on the Powerhouse Radio. Yeah. So big up yourself, Gillette, and we're learning as we're going on as well.
Yeah.
So it's good to bring the information out to you. Andrew, what do you say on what Mama Acid just said? You have a comment on it? Or are you gonna drink water and mind your business?
Drink water and mind your business.
All right.
But nevertheless, there's truth to what she just said, and I must take my hat off to Mama Acid in her research and getting the information that is needed.
All the time.
Because she's right on point. That's number one. But as to me in Jamaica and celebrating independence, I'm not doing that because when I get my independence, we still under the Commonwealth country law. So if we're not independent, it means that the laws are not from Jamaica, the laws are from England. And if we get independent, we would not be under the law of England.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it.
We
Definitely.
would be the ones to legislate the laws of Jamaica. And we would be truly independent.
Yeah. And when I was looking
We
for
would
this
truly
information,
be independent, and we cannot say that we're independent and we're not free,
that's it.
because I don't feel no freedom where this is concerned.
Does that take us to state of emergency?
Yeah, that's gonna take us.
Secondly, there was a question that was asked earlier on about what's going on in Jamaica, and the truth of the matter, let's be realistic. The government of Jamaica is not doing what they really are supposed to be doing, because if they were doing what they were supposed to be doing, they're providing jobs for these young men. The word of God says the devil find work for highlands. They're idle. They're not nothing to do. They ain't got nothing doing. And to have a young man, him don't even look like him at 25 yet, to take the life of a mother and four children in cold blood. Come on, something radically wrong. Something is radically wrong. And the thing is, we want to crucify him. And some Jamaicans are saying that we need to have jungle justice. And some people are saying let the court deal with it. And we're saying this and we're saying that. But is the government really getting to the source of why all of this is happening? And if they have, what are they doing to prevent it? Remember, the government of Jamaica did say when they came into power that Jamaicans will be able to sleep with their front doors open. Me? Me not sleep with my front door open.
And
Me
we
have to lock my front door.
and we definitely
Him
would.
can't sleep with him front door open because him have security. We are protect him. So him can afford to sleep with him front door open. Unlike us, we have to lock it and put an extra latch on it. And sometimes even we putting on extra latch on it, that doesn't help us. Jamaica is in crisis.
All right.
Serious
So
crisis.
since you come up with Jamaica is in crisis, Andrew, serious crisis, we need to go to the state of emergency. But since Andrew brought up, it's in crisis. What do you think is happening? Is there no punishment severe enough that is being handed down? No form of deterrent, actual, real deterrent for what is going on?
You know what surprises me, Lady D? You have asked that question. Let me tell you what surprises me. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is supposed to be a Christian. And I don't hear the Prime Minister calling on the churches to stand up. I don't hear him saying, come, let's have a prayer vigil. I don't hear him say, come, let's have a week of prayer, a week of fasting, so that we are able to man over and to conquer what's happening. I haven't heard that from the Prime Minister. As a matter of fact, several men and women of God have gotten words for the Prime Minister, and he has shunned the very appearance. He don't want to hear what God has to say. So, what do you expect is going to happen in this country? We have a leader who's supposed to be a Christian that is not a Christian, because if he's acting this way, as far as I'm concerned, he's Antichrist. Because how can you say you're a child of God and a word of God comes from God, and you neglect to receive that word or shun the very appearance? Something is wrong.
He commended the police officer that was there praying on his bike, his motorcycle.
Yeah, but let me ask you this, Andrew. Do the church, do the church have to wait for the Prime Minister to make an announcement? Let's do a prayer visual. Do these clergies, do they not have ways to contact one another and call for a moment of prayer? I mean, they don't necessarily wait for the approval of Biden or anyone
It
here
is since
to
this
do.
pandemic,
I'm sorry.
since the pandemic,
Uh,
it's a medium they use to shut the church down.
yeah.
Whether we want to believe it, yes or no, it was.
Okay.
And the church has not really given back its voice in its entirety in Jamaica.
But the church don't
So it's
need
what so
approval.
it's a medium of muting the church.
Yeah, but Andrew, I muting the church in the sense of persons physically not able to go into the building. All right, to into a building. Okay, for church, but they could not mute church because there's different social medias, platforms that I have seen many churches utilized to get the word out to the public, out to the masses, out to who need to hear the word. So to use that as an excuse that the government, due to the big C and the government, they were muted. Church can't make nobody mute them. God now make nobody mute them. So mute them. So that I cannot gravitate to
It's
that,
good to
Andrew.
hear you say that because we're not supposed to be.
No.
But the truth of the matter is, not many churches are able and has the ability to go on social media to broadcast.
Andrew, there's too many
For
methods
those,
with
I'm happy for
telephone.
those who have the facility to do that. And even if they have the facility to do that, not everybody have access to the internet to be able to go on.
Okay.
Can I intervene there, please? I'm dying to say something.
I'm going to let you intervene, Don, and I see Mama Acid, I see Queen. I'm going to read these quick comments real quick. Gillette says, yes, hats off to Mama. You always have your facts to back up what you're saying. Hyacinth says, Andrew, with some clapping emojis, 100. The government is for the government, not for the people of Jamaica. Such a beautiful country and is literally sinking. Andrew Moliness gets brain. Did I say it? Gets brainwashed. And Donna says, it's an invasion because they're showing no regards for our U.S. Constitution either. It's an insurrection of the government worldwide. Juliet said, I agree, lady. The church is supposed to be above the government. So therefore, they should have stand up for the people. Also, Donna says, it's a war on humanity. So there is no regards to the rights of people. Donna, go ahead and say what you're saying, Donna.
What's the brother's name that was just talking a while ago?
Prophet Andrew.
Andrew. With all due respect, Andrew, religion can't solve this problem, bro. And I need people to stop putting religion anytime these things happen. When we find ourselves in a bind. We've been doing that for years. Michael Manley was the prime minister who was trying to get us away from all of that. By educating the youth, by providing training for the young people. Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about why is this government not doing that? We turn to religion. Religion is not working.
Wait a minute.
Andrew, give me a chance. I didn't say anything when you were talking.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Don.
Religion is not working, bro. We have to be practical. God help those who help themselves.
Hold on, Don. Andrew, mute your mic. We know you in Jamaica. We hear your people ever back up. Go ahead.
Yeah, God help those who help themselves to quote religion. And I'm just tired of black people when they find themselves in a bind. They think religion is going to take them out. Instead of doing, Marcus Garvey said, do for yourself, for Christ's sake. Do for yourself. Marcus Garvey said, get up and do for yourself. Religion is not going to help us. It's not going to solve the problem, black people. Please. When I was young, Michael Manley had something called Jamal. You remember Jamal? Jamal was to teach illiterate people, whether you're old, young, in between. Jamal was there to teach people. They had after school, evening class where 65, 70-year-old used to go there to learn to read. He had training centers out in my area where with young kids was going there to learn plumbing, to get a CDA license, electrical work, welding. All of that. Michael Manley was doing that. What is this government doing? Don't talk about religion, man. Talk about the government failing young people. Talk about the government failing young people.
Very contradicting. Because how you can quote God and then say religion won't help you? That is hypocritical.
God help those who help themselves, bro. Marcus Garvey quoted the religion all the time.
Because if you're gonna say that God help those who help themselves, and at the same time, the same God that I'm speaking about, you're gonna say can't help us. That's very
I,
hypocritical.
I
don't know
said
about you.
religion,
Respect your
brother. I said
views,
religion.
but you can't say that
Okay.
religion will not help people. You don't have that authority.
But I don't expect you
You can
to
speak for
agree with me
yourself.
anyway. So
Okay.
I don't expect
That's
you to
very
agree with me
hypocritical for you
anyway.
to make a general statement to the
People
public.
are gonna continue to die in my
You are
country, man.
supposed to have
We
people believe.
and maybe and we sometimes also we have to watch the words that we're using, because on my end, Andrew, why his views have to be hypocritical? His views is his views, and that's what Reasoning Thursdays is all about.
Christians don't want to hear anything contrary to what they believe
And
in.
not because I don't agree with you and I say certain things and you take it out of context, mean that I'm hypocritical in that matter.
Andrew,
I'm explaining to a one that God help those, they say, whom help themselves. So if we're going off of Bible quotes and etc., that's something that is written. He helped, or that's words that is said by persons. God help those who help themselves. We hear that over and over and over.
yes,
God help those who
you
help
can't expect
themselves.
God to help you when you're not trying to help
Therefore,
yourself.
I would say, so
That
let me finish
why
my
I say
statement.
that it's
So
hypocritical.
one moment, Andrew.
The
So I
reason
would say, yes, you got to help yourself. The church got to help themselves and come out and speak, stand up and speak out for what they feel that is right, and don't look just on God. Let's come out there. We're God-fearing people. Let's come out into all these clergies, all of these persons with so much faith. Come out and speak out against what is going on, and speak up to the prime minister. But you know what it is? It's fear. It's fear of rebellion, why the church is not coming out and saying anything in regards to what is going on. I'm going to do Donna comment, and then Andrew, you can answer to why you feel that it's hypocritical. Donna says the church is always speaking on the destruction of the world. And as we can see, we're in a world crisis. So who is causing the destruction? Is it religions? Religions? Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, your Don is going to say that the church cannot help anybody or religion cannot help anybody. That's a personal statement. You can't speak like that for everybody. And that at the same time, you're going to say, you're going to quote God in all of what you're saying. There's no justification in that. I don't understand that. I'm confused.
Can I answer that, Andrew?
Because the fact that you're going to say that religion cannot help nobody and has not helped
Can
them.
I answer that, my brother? Just what?
Can I finish what I'm saying, please,
Let him
Don?
finish, Don, and then you go ahead, Andrew, and then Don, you come back.
The problem that we are having, which is a worldwide situation, is that the church is not involved in heads of government, and the church should be involved in heads of government. Back in the days, the church would, in terms of they had a decision to make, they'd have to go to the church, and the church would help them to make a decision. That is not there anymore.
Wow. Wow. The
The
church
church
sanctioned slavery. The church sanctioned slavery. Come on.
All right. Go ahead, Don. You
The
come in
church
and then
sanctioned
ask.
slavery. Bro, when you're
What?
talking,
Are
when you're
you going
talking,
to
brother,
allow
you
me
have to
to
come
finish,
correct.
Don?
Okay,
Okay?
one
When
moment,
you're
Don.
talking, you better
Let's
come
wrap
correct.
up your statement, Andrew. Don, you come in. We got Mama Acid, we got Queen, we got comments that are being made. So go ahead, wrap up your statement, Andrew.
So the situation is, until we come together as a nation and turn back to God and repent, situations are only going to get worse and much worse. So
Okay. Don, go ahead and make
Wow.
your comment. And then,
That's all I can say. Wow. Wow. Are we so blind that we can't see what's happening? We can't see what's happening. The young people have turned away from religion. They're There's a difference between religion and spirituality. People must understand that. There's a difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is divisive. Religion takes away from poor people every Sunday and every Saturday. Take away your little money and do nothing for you in return. That's what religion does. Okay? We need programs to help the youth, training programs. These young people dropping out of school and nobody's asking a 17, 18, 16-year-old, why are you not in school? A boy standing in the corner smoking weed with a gun in his waist at 16. And nobody in Jamaica is asking him, why is this kid not in school? The church is not asking that, Andrew. Why is these young people hanging out on the corner drinking white rum and boom? This thing they call boom mixed with white rum and smoking weed out of plastic cup every day and have our name brand clothes and they're not working. Nobody's asking these questions. Okay? I have a brother that died that they murdered from gun violence. So I know I have friends that I see murder from gun violence. Young people I come from a ghetto in outer Spanish Town. That's where I'm from. And I was there last year. And I mean, nothing has changed, man. Nothing has changed in terms of improvement for young people. It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse than when I was a kid. When I was young, you took pride in passing your common entrance and going to high school and making something yourself. These kids dropping out of school at 15 and 16 and walking the streets, and nobody's asking why are you not in school?
These kids don't fear God. These kids don't fear police. These kids don't fear government. So what is the answer? What are we going to do? What is the answer? What are we really, really going to do?
Poverty is the root cause of everything. Poverty. Poverty is the root cause. A lot of kids leave from Jamaica and come here and turn their lives around. I see it right here in my state where I live, in my city where I live, which is the third largest Jamaican community in America, where I live. The third largest, next to Florida and New York. Connecticut is the third largest. I've seen ghetto kids, inner city kids come here and make something of themselves because they got the opportunity presented to them. Kids need opportunity. Too much hopelessness, man. And for Christ's sake, stop talking about religion. Hopelessness. Too much hopelessness is out there. I go out there and every day I see the kids them hanging out, just drinking and just stand at the corner, hanging out, sit down on that tree, and they're smoking this 15-year-old, 16-year-old smoking marijuana non-stop all day. All day. 16-year-old man smoking marijuana all day. And they're malnourished because they can't eat right. They don't have what it takes to eat right. One bun and a cold soda if they can afford it, and they're back to the weed. I stood there and watched them.
Let's touch that with the children and smoking and drinking and all of these things. What exactly do each and every one of you feel? And the telephone lines are open, people. It's 706-955-2001. And if you have Skype, I'm trying to keep my mic low so that we can get to see Queen. If you have Skype, it's a free call. So if you have Skype to Skype, you can, wherever you all are around the world, you can call in, because we've been getting some serious emails and texts from people all over the world.
And one last thing before I give back the floor.
Yeah.
On the flip side, brothers and sisters, the young girls are prostituting themselves to older men just to survive. Young girls getting pregnant from men who already live with their woman at home and kids, and young girls, single girls, laying up with them just to get stuff. She knows the man has his woman at home with 6 kids or 4 kids, and yet she lay up with him because she's in need.
So what's the difference of then versus now? Poverty was back then. Hardship was back then.
Back then, it was a village. It was a village. The people cared.
People
It was a village. I could go over Mr. Pinnock and him Pat and his wife cooking, and she say, "Don't leave till the dinner ready.
Mm-hmm.
You get some dinner. Go down and Mr. Brown.
But Don, what is new now compared to then? It's only in the open now, but it was always there. So what's the difference now? It's only out in the public face more. It was always there.
What
So what
Dan
are you saying?
No,
Mama
explain
Acid
that
and
to me,
Queen
Andrew.
very
Explain that, Andrew. I don't understand you.
here. Okay, Mama Acid chime in, Queen, then you chime in.
No, let Queen go
Go
first.
ahead, Queen.
What I'm saying is
That's a good
that
line.
a lot of things have changed since we were growing up. When I was growing up, we had all sorts of activities. We had craft market. Every Saturday we would go to craft market and learn how to crochet, how to make baskets, different things, activities, you know, and that was something for you to do. So it wasn't, you didn't have as much children out there on the street running around. And also during our time, gun was not as prevalent as it is now. It was very few people that had gun. It was mostly a knife, and you might hear say a man get a telephone cut or his stomach get cut. You know what I mean? But now you have the gun play, and the gun is easy access in Jamaica. Every day you hear so them find 10 gun here, so 20 gun this, and I said to myself, were those guns hidden from during the time when the politicians used to run for power and them hide them and now it's coming out? What is it? How are they getting access to this? The borders, like we said, there's corruption at the RAF, there is corruption all over Jamaica. The government, the police officer, everybody is corrupted down there, really and truly. Who is in politics or in government? So these guns come in, and of course, these young kids. I was watching a documentary the other day where some of them they're on the boats, and the boats are dangerous, but they're trying to make money by working on the boats, assisting on the boats. So there is needs for job, needs for education to educate these young kids. It's not like us where we was happy to go to school. Now they want hands-on. Give them some hands-on learning tools, so that they can excel. But they don't want tile the ground. Them kids that nowadays don't want tile the ground. They don't want to work hard. They want the easy way out. That's part of it too. They have the media that's showing them all these nice garments and all these hair thing where fly up in the air with drone, where everybody want drone in a Jamaica. They say, what the heck? How much can you show? So, but everybody know that's the big thing. They want a drone. Okay? These things cost money, and in order for them to get these things, they're gonna do everything they can in order to get the money to buy these things. And part of it is crime. They'll go ahead, they'll get a $5,000 to kill Mary over there. So they don't care about their life. It's just what they want, and they want to get the funds to pay for it. So they go ahead, and the crimes are being committed, and it's flashy out there. Everybody come and them look good. Him want look good too. So him end up in that same predicament. So, and that's why I admire the all the YouTubers who are out there doing positive things. I had on to them. They're trying a better way to achieve those goals. But it's what it is. It's the world. Everybody want quick money, fast money, and they're willing to kill you to get that quick, fast money.
Okay, before you answer Mama Acid, Donna says the church is always speaking on the destruction of the world. Okay, I think I read that one already. Then we have Juliet that says you cannot leave religion out of serious situation. Yes, people do need to help themselves, but they have to do it with the love and faith that religion teaches us. Gillette also says even Marcus Garvey preached religion in one way or another. Donna says true, Don. And Gillette says people is not asking because they're afraid of these youths. She also says it starts with one person. The question is, what are each of us doing to educate the youths of today? And Sharon says, true, Don, so true. And Donna says, it's a hypnosis experiment. Go ahead, Mama Acid, and then we're going to take a quick station break. You're mute. Did you mute yourself?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to make it quick. Don said a lot of what I feel. Queen said almost all of the rest of it. The problem is that you cannot use mystery God and pie in the sky to feed people who are hungry today. So, Andrew, I love you, but religion doesn't solve political problems. Neither you or the Pope have proven to us that mystery God is going to come down here and stop school shootings and all these other things, because right now we're dealing with some very serious issues. So when we come back, can we please get to state of emergency, which is very important because we have to discuss this, because people have to understand what is actually happening with the state of emergency in Jamaica.
We most definitely can. We're going to take a quick station break. We're going to make the station break quick. We're going to make it quick.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 WAKP. Your unity in the community station.
The Hinkson Firm's mission is to provide superior legal service in the areas of family law, child welfare law, general legal services, and mediation by keeping convenience of the clients at the forefront. The Hinkson Firm's goal is to eliminate the stress of an already intense situation in your life by coming directly to your workplace and or a location close to your home for consultation, meetings, and mediation. The Hinkson Firm customized legal attention based on the needs of each client while treating every client with the dignity and respect they deserve, while fighting strongly and fiercely for justice and their legal rights. The Hinkson Firm can be reached at 470-499-4704.
It is all about Bright Star Unitech and Rich Overnight Productions. It's all about the Island Fest 2022 taking place July the 17th at 1810 Rogers Lake Road in Stone Mountain. Gates open at 12 p.m. and it's an all-day event to 12 a.m. For more information, 404-860-4178. You have Capricorn Sound, Nika's British, JX Juggler, and Mr. Stars. Make sure that you come out. Pre-sold tickets is being sold on Eventbrite. Also, it's all about Gal Farm. That's tonight's trampoline bounce on it. And you got Nika's British Juggler XP for our less movement. And it is all about Shenko tonight. ATL's newest artist, Shenko would be in Calabar and Grill, 4344 Redan Road. Sorry, it's 4144 Redan Road in Stone Mountain. Ladies, you are free up until 12 o'clock. $100 bottles and birthdays and all these things. That's taking place right here in the ATL area. Well, be sure to join all the fantabulous programmings right here on the Powerhouse Radio. It's all about Reasoning Thursdays, each and every Thursdays as you're listening to us right now. Each and every Thursdays from 8 p.m. up until, I guess, until you say when. Yes, yes. So it's Reasoning Thursdays. It's spread the word, share the links, and tell a friend and a friend and a family member that we are here. Also, big shouts to Saturdays of the Bishop Lear Gospel Explosion. MIA for 4 weeks, but we understand that you're going through some things right now. So big yourself up, Apostle Blair, each and every Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then it's all about yours truly, Lady D, each and every Saturdays from 12 to 4 p.m. We got the news, we got the views, we got the entertainers, we got the music, we have the joke of the day, we have what you know about it. Did you know? Yeah, it's a whole host of stuff going on over there at the Lady D Show. So be sure to join us each and every Saturday. And it's all about our gospel mornings on Sundays, kicking it off at 8 a.m. with the Lingo and the Gospel Vibes crew from 8 a.m. to the 11 o'clock hour. And then we go into the house of the Lord, Hope Redemption Worship Center, Apostle Blair and the congregation each and every Saturdays from 11 a.m. up until the 2 o'clock hour. And if you're not listening to All About Love, Nothing But Love, you're not in love, not even with yourself, you know. You must listen to All About Love because it's all about good music, colors and poems and the requests and all of these things for All About Love, Nothing But Love on a Sunday evening, 7 p.m. up until the 9 o'clock hour with yours truly, Lady D, Blossom, and Cool G each and every Sundays. And don't you forget, it is all about Let's Gripe. Let's Gripe each and every Wednesdays from 7 p.m. up until the 8 o'clock hour with Tonya, Marcus, and McKenna. Check them out each and every Wednesdays. If you have a gripe, definitely link them. And it's all about one by one Kia. Be sure to have some great sales going on right now. Check them out, onebyOneKia.com. The best hair care products. And you know, seminar tech back chat. All right, One by One Kia, ONEBYWANKAYA. Myself been using it for over 5 years, and I honestly think it's one of the best hair care products out there on the market right now. So check them out. In your notes, there's a lot of committees. Gillette says there's a lot of committees that need to start to help Jamaica, but the people have to be willing to put aside their differences and come together to make Jamaica successful. Mama Acid, you said let's start out with the state of emergency that's going on in Jamaica. What you have for us?
Two things. One, the wording of the present state of emergency is incorrect. So the state of emergency is illegal. Boom. How do we know it's incorrect?
Yeah.
They had to call people, the MPs, back to Parliament so that they could reread the resolution because they signed the wrong one.
Oh, really?
Okay. I want to say this word, but I think it's the wrong word. Incompetence is not the right word. This is a second story we've had tonight about people not reading. How do you, as the prime minister, not read the state of emergency before you declare it? I will remute myself now because I think I probably said more than enough.
He was focusing on his trip abroad. His 7-day trip.
His 7-day trip.
Or 14-day trip.
All right. So, how do persons in Jamaica find out these information? I mean, well, obviously you found it out by going on the internet and researching. So I guess that it is for the people of Jamaica to really start stepping up and researching and finding out what their powers are, what they really have. Is because, like you said, a lot of persons didn't know that you can sue a gun manufacturer if you have been injured by one of their weapons in Jamaica, correct?
Yes.
So for all of these shooting victims, you all need to start go in there, go file in some paperwork, and maybe something will be done when enough of these manufacturers are being sued and serious money is starting to come out of their pockets. Maybe they'll say, all right, now let's pull the brakes on this. This is too much going on. So this is some knowledge for persons that is listening. You know, Mama Acid brought it to us last week that if you are a victim of a crime with a weapon, a gun, you it's it was researched and said you can sue that gun manufacturer. But then the next question come back to Mama Acid. When half of the guns them is not even being found, how do they know what gun it was?
And also, I want to add two other things that I think are very important to remark about right now. The first switch was found in Jamaica this past weekend, and I've been reluctant to discuss it. I haven't even posted about it on my blog because it unnerved me so bad. And many people don't know what a switch is, but I'm going to explain it to you. It is a device that clips onto the back of a pistol or a long arm, and it converts it from being semi-automatic to fully automatic.
Okay. Does that still
We
tell us the
we all should be taking a deep breath right now, because if your magazine holds 30, if you got a 30 shot clip, normally you have to pull 30 times. With this, you pull once.
So still the question was, how do you know what manufacturer made what gun? Because half of the guns are not even found, that the ballistics are not even being done on.
Oh,
these guns.
yes, that's something else too. You did ask about that a few weeks ago. So
Yeah.
a couple things I wanted to uh add back that you asked about: the statistics on what the most popular guns that are being used right now in gun crimes in Jamaica, and where these are being processed. The criminal reports are being processed in Miami at the FBI lab. That's the first answer. And the second answer is the most used weapons, the two most used weapons in Jamaica right now are the 9mm Glock.
And is it only one person, one manufacturer that makes these 9mm blocks? So it's still
No.
down to the
And that's the other part of what I wanted to get to. The 9mm Glock and the Bushmaster. Now, the thing is this. These are all hybrid weapons, because this was recently, it's not really a big discussion item because the JCF and JDF don't want it to be. They don't want you to know how many weapons they've captured that are hybrid. So in essence, a hybrid weapon is something that's been created by other people. And bingo, we are all about to win and freak out. There is a 3D printer in Jamaica printing ghost guns. The first one has not been captured yet, but the barrel was. So when they start printing ghost guns, that means that somebody brought that printer from abroad. Let me tell you where I think it came from. 90% of these printers, these 3D printers, are manufactured in China.
Okay, well, we still don't know. Well, people still, with that information of you being able to sue a manufacturer, good luck.
U.S. manufacturers. Let me also make that differentiation. You can sue U.S. manufacturers, because I was trying to find out if you could sue Chinese manufacturers, but apparently Chinese manufacturers have the same shield law that they use that American gun manufacturers use against Americans, that you cannot sue an American gun manufacturer if you are an American and it was an American gun manufactured gun.
The bottom line is you don't know what the manufacturer is, because 90 times out of 100 you don't know what weapon was used, the manufacturer that has this weapon. But it's a serious thing, and I think our government, Jamaica government, and the citizens needs to really start making some serious demands, because Jamaica is getting some serious wicked rap. Like, now we're the #1 highest in murder rate.
And I can't
in the world.
I can't understand that lady, because the thing is that look at what's going on in Ukraine. There's so many people dying, children, all these people dying
But
Okay,
it's not crime, it's a war.
it's a war, but it's still crime against the people because
But that's not how it's seen,
you're
Queen.
killing. So,
War and crime are seen in different
So
statistical
what is
pools.
considered murder? What is what?
Murder is a crime against a person, not a group of people. When you have mass murder, that's 4 people or more.
Okay, but murder is murder. Whether
Murder is 1 to 1
you're murdering one person or
or 4.
you're murdering a mass.
4 is a mass.
You could,
More than 4 is mass murder.
for me, murder is murder. Mass murder
Right.
with
Yes,
with the first word in front of the murder, or murder by itself. Murder is
Right.
murder. So what constitute murder that Jamaica is listed as the number one country in the world? As small as Jamaica is, like last week that Andrew said that, and Don reiterated it, that Jamaica can fit into Florida. What constitutes Jamaica as being the number one murder place? Murder is murder. Mass
It's statistics.
murder, gang murder, picnic murder, adult murder is murder.
It's a compilation of all the statistics, which includes all types of murder. Yeah, Andrew, kick that.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I guess Jamaica name is just very easy to call.
Well,
And because Jamaica name is very easy to call, then we could just fleet over Jamaica side.
Oh Lord.
well, do
We
you
could fleet
think
over
it's
Jamaica.
do you think Jamaica is
But at the
becoming a
end of
target?
the day, everybody is pointing finger at Jamaica, and nobody's seeing what is happening in their own backyards.
So let me ask you a
Nobody is
question.
seeing what is happening in their own backyards, and nobody's taking responsibility for what's happening in their own backyards. At least when they start killing people, how much people at school yet,
Okay, so let me ask you
or
this,
in
Andrew.
plazas, or
Andrew,
in malls,
Andrew,
Right?
that's all yet,
Church.
and that people don't get their so. So when we are going to be classified as the number one, on a better take Jamaica out of on a mouth.
so let me ask
Yes.
Andrew, is Jamaica being targeted? Is it something that is being so much negativity of Jamaica is being perpetrated that is it a way
Because
to
when we go
derail
with
the
Talawa,
citizen from coming back to Jamaica?
because no, let me tell you what's happening.
Yeah. Tell us.
Jamaica, land with Talawa, and in spite of all that's going on, we're very independent. Thank God for that. And in spite of all the negativity that surrounds Jamaica, we're still trying to make headway. Hello, somebody. And everywhere we go, we stand out. Everywhere we go in the world, we stand out, we get a fight. We go to UK, we get a fight, and then can't do without we. We go to Canada, we get a fight, and then can't do without we. We go to America, then give you a fight, then can't do without we. We go over the Caribbean, and them not like we. Because them say we're bossy, them say we're feisty, and we don't take crap from nobody. Everybody have a problem with Jamaica. But then tell me this, if Jamaica is so wicked and Jamaica is so evil, why we have so much people coming into Jamaica to invest in Jamaica and buy out Jamaica?
Well, that was my
Isn't that
question. That was my question. Is it, if
that
Jamaica
is so
is being
ironic?
targeted, are they trying to scare um citizens of Jamaica, people overseas, such as ourselves, from coming back to Jamaica and investing in Jamaica? So all of that is, all of the news that is carrying is all about negativity and nothing positive that is taking place in Jamaica.
Devaluation.
Listen,
You know what I was thinking, and I
in
think
the US,
I've voiced it to lady. I think remember Jamaica really and truly is the largest um island for tourism. Okay. Now, right
no,
now, for everybody, okay, it's the largest. They're making billions of dollars from tourism in Jamaica every year. Okay. Now,
Could you say that again,
what's
please?
happening is that there's so-called bad elements that they call bad elements. They're paving Jamaica wrongly. You see what I'm saying to you? So because of that, tourism is lacking. It's not as prevalent as it used to be years ago. So I
And
think
funny enough,
it.
you say that, Queenie,
eh,
because in spite of all of that, tourists still are come Jamaica.
that's
All when the pandemic, people still are fight to come to Jamaica.
that's
And if
why
Jamaica
they
is
want
all that
control.
bad and we're all that evil and wicked, why people constantly go out of their way to come to
Because
Jamaica?
it's a plan. It's a plan. It's a plan to get rid of.
After Queen, then Don, and then Mama.
Yes.
It's a plan to get rid of certain elements, certain people in Jamaica. Remember, you have the Risto people, and that is who Jamaica supposedly be in the eyes of politicians and people who are in high power, or people who have money. Put it that way, because racism is in Jamaica, and it always have been there. Okay, the lighter
Thank
you
you.
are, the easier it is to get a job or get opportunities. That's been there from I was a young child, okay? And it's still there because you can see it depicted when you look at the pictures of the bankers, light skinned people, one and two, dark skin you will see in the midst. When you look at government, look at them. It's one and two dark skinned people, and them Chinese and them light skinned people. They're the ones who are in politics and running the government. Mostly
Come on,
Chinese
back up.
and Indian, you know. So
Back up.
I mean, all of these things happening in Jamaica that's causing the economy to be the way how it is. And for these young kids, like I said, they need programs. They need they need what you call it? What the program we used to have at Jamaica, where you learn that trade. They need
Art, art,
okay.
art.
Yeah, man.
They need those programs to come back into existence. And it's the
Actually, art
people
is
that's gonna
there, but the
change it.
issue is with art. When you finish doing the course,
Mm,
for you to get the certificate to move on,
mm,
it's like, wow. Like for instance, my niece did a course in welding, and she did it at the level that when she passed out, she could get a job as a supervisor. And she had one more exam to do, and she did the exam during the pandemic. And when them open up at the country, you know what I'm telling them? Say, them have to go over the whole course again.
Mm.
That don't make no sense.
No
So she's
sense.
back in school doing back
that's
over
there.
course, which is ridiculous.
That's more than ridiculous. Go ahead, Don. That's
Yes.
more than
So
ridiculous.
I just want to go back to um,
That's
what my
horrible.
brother was saying about why if Jamaica is so bad, why is tourists coming there?
Mhm.
I was there last year to my young brother passed from COVID, and I went home to bury him. And the family decided that a lot of my family who went, they were so scared to stay in the ghetto where we're from that they said we're gonna stay in St. Anne's at a guest house. And we were there, and in that era it was swarmed with police in the tourist area.
Mhm,
Everywhere you look, it was police. Okay, so is not that is not that the tourists not coming to Jamaica. Yes, they come to Jamaica, but they are well protected. They have all inclusive. They get on the bus and they take them to certain place that is protected. That is. So they don't come to the real Jamaica. They don't bring them down into Spanish Town in the ghetto. They don't bring them to those places. They take them to places where they are relatively safe. And the last concentration of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is in the North Coast where the tourism is.
Mhm.
That's one point. The next point is a lot of these hotels and tourist attraction is owned by foreign entities. And all of that money that is being made is being shipped out of the country to bank accounts overseas. because these hotels are owned and run by foreign corporations. Jamaicans are not benefited from tourism.
That's
People
it.
need to know that. Minimum benefit, minimum. All the money is being shipped back out of the country because these international chain hotels own these hotels down there. Because the government sit there and sell out everything into international companies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, as we were discussing the other day, we own no airports, we own no
Nothing.
we
So
own
people talking about all this money that tourism is making down there. Yes, but it's not benefiting the native Jamaicans. That money is being shipped back overseas to bank accounts.
Okay. Gillette says the ones that is making millions is in Jamaica is not even true Jamaicans. They're not even Jamaican.
No, they're not.
They're not even Jamaicans.
They're
You
not.
Yeah, but we're looking at about 10 minutes because it's gonna go up to the 10 o'clock hour. Mama Acid, we were supposed to touch this last week. We still have, man, we still have lots of reasoning going on here. We still have the proof outcome of whom is really in charge of the election in Jamaica and who really makes the decisions, the final count. Is there a way to really know if these votes are really being counted correctly and the right persons are in office? And we also need to reason on the state, the investigation. What is going on in Jamaica? Police, constabulary force, all of them that can't even get the evidence correct. So many of these alleged gang members are being released. One of them even wins $17 million and gone about in business. I mean, like, and it was based off of inconclusive evidence. So are these police officers not doing their job where they need to do the proper research before they bring these persons up for charges to make sure that these charges can really and are going to really stick? You know, what is going on with Jamaica? We have to reason about that. But before we even go there, we have to complete last week with recession. We have to come back to America right here. Recession. Mama Acid.
Global recession, not just America. But when America starts a recession, it is beyond a recession everywhere else. Right now, two things are happening, and I need people to pay attention to the fact that crypto is not real money. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Cryptocurrency is not real money. Therefore, it is fictitious and it is not real currency. So if you have 500 crypto dollars in your account today, you could go back there in 10 minutes and it could be $0. Why? Because there's no way to lock your currency. In addition to that, LinkedIn right now is awash in fraud from so-called financial practitioners looking to help people to manage their 401ks and other bank accounts. So when you look at the economy failing, America right now is right back to where we were when Countrywide scandal happened less than 20 years ago, and adjustable rate mortgages are the hottest commodity on the market for home buyers. So that means that we have two major problems. One, we have no economic stability because there's nothing backing up this fake currency that's pushing this recession. Second thing, there is more debt than there, and I'm going to say this again, there is more debt right now than there is liquidity. So that means that more people owe than have assets. That sounds crazy, but let me base it to you like this. You bought your car. You bought your car at a certain interest rate. You didn't pay off your car yet. The market is still changing. So the amount of money that you had when you originally bought your car and were paying for it is different than the money you have now. So you are basically going to end up paying more in the end. The reason the market is failing this way is because it is all insolvent. The insolvency is based upon, let me say it again, trickle down theory, which is not a real theory. Because if you give a whole bunch of billionaires and millionaires money, they never ever spend it on the people who circulate the currency. 85% of currency circulation in every global economy, not just America, comes from taxpayers. People with more than $1 million don't pay tax. They're supposed to pay tax, but they don't. So everybody else with less than $1 million pays approximately 40 to 46% tax, whether you know it or not. Once it's compounded and you look at it, that's about where it's at right now. So you have a whole bunch of people who decided to do some real crazy economic predictions. Janet Yellen was one, and Jerome Powell was another one. When you push up the prime interest rate 0.75%, and you haven't done that in almost 10 years, what you are doing is called cascading. They're trying to make up for what they didn't do here. So they're taking all this space right here to here is all fake. And that is where the US economy is right now. The US economy is teetering on nothing. And for those who don't know, this part is the most damaging part. The US debt is mostly based upon the Department of Defense budget that has been pre-financed 5 years in advance, 4 years in advance, not 5 years, 4 years in advance. So we're now looking at them paying for missiles that they intend to use in 2026. So if today's money is paying for 2026 missiles, I would rather have spoiled milk today. Don't use my money for missiles that you're gonna kill people within 4 years. Give me my money today. So here's some advice that most people won't take, but if you do, you'll end up with more money under your control. Become a 1099 employee wherever you work at. Stop paying tax. At the end of the year, when it's time to pay income tax, figure out how much you really owe, and you will find out that 42% you've been paying is 40% more than you should have been paying. And no, they don't come after you. I'm not saying do tax fraud. I'm saying refigure your expenses and get your taxes done by a professional, not somebody on the internet. Because if you do, you're going to find yourself caught up with the cryptocurrency crooks. America's economic situation is dire. That's the only word for it. We're beyond contraction. We are in a full stage recession. So anything you buy now, expect that it is going to be priced 2 times to 3 times more than it should be.
Yeah, well, I think that we're all seeing that in every market, in the supermarkets, and the.
Did you see there's also no tampons and very few sanitary napkins?
Oh, well, people better go back to cloth and washing.
No baby milk, no formula, and no tampons.
Yeah.
Why are none of those things related to men, I wonder?
Well,
we're not having no shortage on bullets or condoms or Axe body spray.
Well, we'll tell the mothers, if you, especially the ones that are getting ready to be new mothers, just prepare yourself. Really, really work hard to breastfeed these babies. And I guess women is under attack as well as Jamaica. Jamaica and women is under attack
globally.
So we just have to prepare ourselves, get those cloth ready, go back to the olden days before there was tampons and everything. Now wash out it. It's
right.
sad, but that's the way it is. Donna says it's the Iron Age based off of what we were talking about before and what's going on in society. She also said fossil fuel plays a role in our behavior. And it's not only Jamaica, Donna says. Donna also said the mall is a military base. And Donna says Jamaica is popular. Gillette says the one that is making millions in Jamaica is not even true Jamaicans. Donna says
Chinese.
they're not even counting the votes in America because Trump won by a landslide. This is a worldwide crisis. Mama giving you the look, Donna. It's a
Trump didn't win, honey.
It's a worldwide government insurrection. It's space invaders, the new world order.
Trump didn't win.
Says the Jamaican government is afraid to govern foreigners in Jamaica because they're afraid of losing their business. Therefore, they're going to kiss their butts every time. Sandra Brown says it's all about money. And Gillette says, I know you're getting ready to go off the air, but please, if you could print the Constitution, I would love to read it. If we can print the Jamaica Constitution, Asid, if you could get that to me, and then I'll pass.
I'll send you the link to it. But Queen has a link right there. Take the link from Queen.
And I'll pass.
Queen got the link.
And I'll pass it on to Ann to have Ann to post it to our website.
Give out the weather warning, please.
Donna says over 4,000 dead people voted in Georgia. Now, Donna, you starting to stir up a whole bag of worm there. About 4,000 dead people. Did you want Trump? Listen, I don't know about that because then we're coming back to this election.
That's not true.
That is not a legitimate election if we're going to start with this 4,000 people that is dead. I know where you're trying to steer us to, Donna, with the subhumane and the inhumane and believing that terrestrials are taking over our bodies and things like that. But where do you get your thought that 4,000 dead people voted in Georgia? Where is these statistics that we are coming up with? Because then when you're making statements such as that, Donna says she has proof. She said, I have major proof. Okay, because when you're making statements as that, then you're coercing with the Trumpsters who are now saying that the Democrats, Biden stole the election. All right, Google it. I think that a lot of us have Googled a lot about the elections in the past already, Donna. So I don't know about that one. I let you rain all the time, Donna, but I don't know about that. What about stealing? Because then that brings us back to stealing elections, and you are validating a lot of what has been said when even Georgia governor, whom is a Republican, stated that there's nothing there that was stolen and the votes weren't there. Google about 4,000 dead people. Okay, I'll Google that, and next week I'll come back to you with it. I'll Google it, and whoever else that is listening, and you Google and find out what Donna talking about. Donna says Google about 4,000 dead people. So we're going to Google. And Donna, send the link over to dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. If you have the link, send the link over to dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. Donna says thank you. We always, that's what Reasoning Thursday is all about. We all are trying, each one teach one, and we have to do research as to find out what is going on in this godforsaken world, in this world, what's going on, and all of it. 4,996 to be exact is what Donna is saying. Well, we're going to get off the air, and we're going to give each one of our guests an opportunity.
Hey, what she said was so hot, it knocked the charger out of my phone. 5 feet away from it. My charger just blew out of the phone. The phone fell off the pedestal. It's just too hot. Just Reasoning is too hot for my phone.
All right. Next week, we want to discuss again about the elections here in Jamaica. We want to know really, really who really counts these votes, because if we had persons here in America talking about fraud and all of these things with the votes, what about Jamaica? Are their elections really legitimate? And we last week, from 2 weeks now, Kim had posed this question. Kim out of Pennsylvania said, is the big V, and we're not saying the words because we've been put in jail for 1 week for just using these words. Okay, so we're just gonna say the big V. You all know what they're talking about. The big V. So she's asking, do we think that the big V is altering people bodies and minds, and to why such an increase in all of this killing and the murders and these just heinous crime. And it makes me really, really think, if it's not the big V, is some spirit really, really leashed on in the world? Is Donna correct when Donna
Yeah.
says that aliens are taking over people bodies? You
These aren't people that would do something like this, like the person who killed that lady and her children.
know,
Those are not people. Those are evil spirits. I mean, Andrew didn't talk about the evil spirits because I believe there should still be some exorcisms going on in Jamaica.
you know what? This is just me, and you all can laugh at me if you want to, and that's fine. I don't mind being a joke some of the time, but not all of the time. But like I always say, is if there are really, really, really these ghosts and these spirits and all these things, I want to say, when them take the flowers off of my brother grave and take my mother's urn off of her grave, and I said, why them don't get up and box them? Why
Right.
don't tell them, say, leave my things alone? Why don't they run these people out of these graveyards if there are all of these spirits and duppy and all these things? And when you say rest in peace, and you're telling people, say rest in peace, why are these people supposed to be walking around and coming and visit you in your home and all of these things? They're supposed to be resting until the resurrection morning. I mean, I need a lot of answers. I really do. And you should see Andrew's face. But it's legitimate questions. It's legitimate questions.
Oh Lord, resurrection morning. She talking about Jubilee, y'all.
In Jamaica, they go to these graveyard, them turn the people them out of them grave and take them jewelry and take them things. Them. Where is the
Oh God, Duppy, Duppy, Duppy.
really is? I just don't believe in all of this dirty business and ghost business and all of these business upon business. If you okay, I'm gonna stop there. That Donna says yes. Donna says Saturn gravitational pull snatches up the WTC. Listen, we got this Olivia. Big up Olivia. Olivia sent some. Olivia sent some laughing emojis. But Olivia, tell the truth.
No, it's true. It's 5 planets aligning tonight. Tonight, it's 5 planets in the universe aligning tonight. That has not happened in hundreds of years. So it's definitely some things going on.
I mean, like Olivia's laughing. Sharon says, "Belief kills and belief cures." Belly. Okay, I mean, like, I just it's just things that makes you go It's things that makes you go All right. Well, let's close it out. Let's close it out. Let's close it before the people them say, Lady D, you're really, really mad. No good. Okay. Dan.
Yes.
You want to close out?
I would just I am one Jamaican that lives abroad who really don't like when Jamaicans equate what's happening with Jamaica and what's happening in the rest of the world, as if I have any control over what's happening in the world. I'm a Jamaican and I want to see my country be the best it can be. So I don't like when people try to compare. That's the word I'm looking for. Compare what's happening in the world to what's happening in Jamaica. Jamaica is an island, and we have to do better. We have to do better down there as a people, and the people, the Jamaicans that live on the island, they need to hold their government feet to the fire to do better, you know. And if they can't deliver, get them out of the office and put people in there who can deliver. Because we need a government that cares for the poor. That's a problem. A government that cares for the poor. You understand? And until that happens, the killing and all of this extortion. Did you know that I read 3 days ago headline in the Jamaican Star? Extortionist in Spanish Town has raised the extortion money and taxi and minibus operators.
Yeah.
Headline in the Jamaican Star. I couldn't believe it. This is what the Star was reporting, that the gunmen have raised the extortion money and minibus and taxi operators from 3,000 a day to 4,000 a day.
Jesus.
And the government is doing nothing about it.
Nothing. And
They didn't do nothing about it in Kingston, so what makes you think they're going to do something about it in St. Catherine?
They know.
But we have strength in numbers, you know, Jamaican people, we have strength in numbers, and they need to come together as and speak up, because they can't kill everybody.
They
can't kill everybody.
Remember one.
That's it, Dan. They
In
cannot
Jamaica,
kill everybody. Alrighty, Andrew.
everybody is in the scamming business, from government, right down. Government is the biggest one.
Right.
The biggest crook you have in Jamaica is the government.
Yes.
Okay? So if the government is the biggest crook we have in Jamaica, what you expect when it happen to the police? Them not go crook too. So
that's the enforcer for the contract.
Who have a problem with that, and me go to the police, what you think gonna happen? Them are gonna pass my name on to the perpetrators, and before you know it, I am not safe. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Because don't take this for 1 minute. Behind all of these Dans that are doing these things, check a policeman is behind the scene of all of that.
Politician too.
From where am I get them gun from? All of a sudden, when the police are going to raid, everybody take up themselves and gone, because guess what? The police tip them to say, listen, come off of the road, because guess what? We're putting you here today. Hello?
Hello.
And that is the reality of what is happening in Jamaica. So who the on the civilian side, to be honest and to be real? You call the police on an emergency. You know, they might tell us that they're not a vehicle.
That's
them
sad.
do have no vehicle.
That's real.
That's
sad.
the biggest.
About that too.
That's real.
And
sad.
I can't understand there's no vehicle, and how much vehicle has been purchased, and how much vehicle has been allotted to the police force. But you see, when you go into the police station, you so much of them crash and then mash up. And if them crash in your vehicle, God help you, because don't bother think about no compensation, because the government don't do that part. But make you crash into them, it's a whole different story. You understand what I say?
Yeah.
So as much as we would like to go out there, and they're saying to us that we know who the perpetrators is, and they're calling on citizens of Jamaica to help them. Yeah, man, go and go call that help, man, and see how long you're gonna live.
But Andrew, eventually it's gonna come knocking at your door, or somebody else's door. People who keep on saying what you're saying, and then one day, God forbid, it comes knocking at their door. People must understand that. I've seen it happen down there. It happened to families, and then my brethren say, boy, I never know it would happen to me. Them just kill my nephew. He never knows it would have come. It is family. It's the uncertainty down there. You don't know when it's gonna eat you or your family members.
You don't know. Yeah.
A woman last year speak out about the Prime Minister in Seaview Gardens about opening up the country. And before she could finish speak and put it on social media, she was gunned down and murdered for making the comment that she made.
Yeah. I read that.
So
Yeah.
the question is, and if you say anything bad about this government, whether it be good or bad, listen out, the police coming to find you and then we lock you up. So we're not even free to make our own evening speech because this is not, we're living in prison. I thought we had the freedom to speak, but we don't.
Mm-mm.
It's the only prime minister in the world me ever hear about when people talk them and go lock them up and what have you and all this foolishness. Look at how many bad things they say about Trump. You see Trump are gonna lock up nobody. Eh? You know, it's just that the government of Jamaica now none for the
God is
and
a
what them supposed
businessman.
to be doing, they're not doing.
All right.
And
All right.
and
Because
that
if
Well,
you
we
think for 1 minute that they don't know who the perpetrators are, we make a sad mistake
of course they
because they
do.
do. They
Of,
were the one who put them in place.
all right.
And when
We
them
we're
start
gonna
get
wrap.
unruly, then them get rid of them because people can't tame.
We're gonna
Yeah.
continue. We're
But
gonna
Jamaica,
continue that. We're gonna continue that conversation next week, Andrew. We're gonna continue that part of it next week because we want to speak as to what's going on with the Jamaica Police Force as to gang members and you know their 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 what you call it
Money drop.
investigations and all of these things. Um, we just read these couple of comments and then Queen, we want you to wrap yours and then Mama Acid and then we'll leave out. It says, Olivia says, oops. Olivia says, well, Donna says, see, it's out of space. Okay, Olivia says, Lady D, you're a mess. Olivia also says, it's out of the hand. It's out of hand. What will it take? Donna Moody says, it's the same destruction worldwide, and the World Wide Web is energy, and the energy is fossil fuel. It's extinct human and aliens. Olivia gives some clapping emojis. Yes, Andrew. Olivia says, yes. Olivia says, Gillette says the people in Jamaica needs to know that those who left Jamaica and made a success will come back and help improve the island. No, you crazy. Let me set you up.
hmm.
Donna says, Earth is being gassed from gas planets. And Donna says, so true, Andrew. Queen, you want to give us your closing statements?
The thing is that
Go closer to the mic.
all Jamaicans um at home and abroad, we all need to have a voice. Yes, the ones who live in Jamaica, they have more of a say than the ones who are, in other countries. But we all need to come together, find a common ground to come together and discuss what is going on in our country. Um, I yearn for my country and I yearn to go back home. But at the same time, I love my life also. And if I go out there, I would have to do a business. And nowadays, when I look at the media, all I'm seeing is killing, killing. People open up a shop, and by the time they turn around, they're dead. I don't know if this is being done by the Jamaican public or it's being done by some other organization trying to get rid of us, the Jamaicans who are owning businesses. We need to come together and work together and change all of these policies. Yes, we have a constitution, but right now the constitution is not working. It's not working because there's too many people that are corrupted that are in high places in Jamaica. And because of that, there is no real business going on there pertaining to the public. It is all self, and what they can make, what they can accomplish in being in politics. It's not for the people, it's for self. It's a self thing. And we need to come to the realization of that and really come together and do something about it. Until that, Jamaica won't change. And it's not just Jamaica, it's all over the world because Mexico do the same thing. If you bribe them, give them a few dollars. I've had that done. I've experienced with that. You give them a few dollars and they'll do anything. And that's what's going on in Jamaica now because of the economy and people not being able to get earn the money that they need. You can't have a business outside there on the street because they said they want you to have um, um, some type of I can't think of the word
A
right.
physical location, a
Yeah,
brick and mortar shop.
yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? License and all of these things now. So you can't even hustle out there. So the kids have no other choice. They have to here in America. They have to pay child support. You know what I mean? So therefore, they have to make this money to pay these child support. How do they make these money if they don't have a job? You know, and every day you hear it advertised. Oh, there are jobs out there, but it's hard to attain these jobs as a minority individual because we are still considered minorities from you're under a certain um, yearly bracket, income bracket, then you're considered a minority. So, and there's so many of these young youth out there with nowhere to turn, and they have to pay this child support. Some of them have four, five, six kids, and they have to pay for them. So they're gonna go out there and they're gonna break in your car. If they find a gun, they're gonna take that gun out, and they're gonna go out there and use it in any way they can in order to make this money that they need. So it's a community thing, and everybody needs to get together. Only people can change this because we're the one that makes the law, really and truly. Even though we have people that say they're governing it, and but we're the one who makes the law, and we can change it.
Okay. Mama asked before Mama asked it goes,
Andrew,
Andrew already
When
went. Andrew went. So Donna says Earth is being gassed from gas planet. Okay. Sharon says, big up yourself, Don. Them have to call Jamaican name because even though they act like they don't like us, they want to be us. We Jamaicans can make something out of nothing.
true.
All righty. Go ahead, Mama Acid.
okay, two things. One, next week we're going to be bringing you our discussion about the Supreme Court decision today in the US that anyone can carry a weapon anywhere because of the Second and 14th Amendment, which means that America is on cock right now.
Mm.
And the second thing is we're going to continue our conversations all about what is driving the economic climate and recession around the globe. And yes, Don, a lot of it is about crime, but the type of crime we're going to be talking about involves no cash.
Mm.
It involves human trafficking and stolen goods. And yes, Jamaica's involved in human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, y'all. Jamaica's number one in scams around the world, too.
They talk about Jamaica again, right,
Stop
Andrew?
calling Jamaica name Acid. Stop calling Jamaica name and putting us as number one.
Jamaica is number one in anything, everything. Jamaica's number one.
No,
Number one.
they misinterpret that because we're the number one for good and not bad and evil.
Exactly.
All right.
Number
And
one.
Sandra Brown says, but if you offer them money, they will come. And Donna says human trafficking is major. And it is. We just want to thank each and every one for joining us each and every week right here at Reason and Thursday. If you haven't already, invite someone. Tell them come on over. And the telephone lines be open, people. You don't have to always type and sit there. Now, the amount of people that I see listening in via our tuning app, our telephone line, and via the website. I can't understand how you people not calling in. You all need to call in and voice your opinion. I understand a lot of you says to me, "Oh, lady, I don't have Facebook," but there is YouTube as well. So log on to YouTube and voice your opinion and all these things with us. Keep us going and keep us engaged. Keep the conversations engaged. Go to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share, and even while you're on here right now on either Facebook or YouTube, just hit that like button. We need those like buttons as well. So hit the like button for us, please, and thanks. We appreciate it. I want to say big shouts to our sister stations that are also carrying us. Victorious 89.1 FM in the Atlanta area, all of Covington, Conyers, Macon, Monticello, Augusta, all of those areas that are getting us, that couldn't get us before. We want to say big shouts to you all and big ups to the Victorious 89.1 FM station for carrying us and also carrying us on their website as well, Victorious 89 .com. We want to say big shouts to you. Irie ATL, always carrying us. Fresh Vibes, want to say big shouts to you. LittleBill.com, want to say big shouts to you as well. So all of the stations that are carrying us, encourage your listeners as well to come on over here and subscribe and let us know that they are enjoying what we are doing over here on the Powerhouse Radio. What I would like to say is we have I don't understand the cruelness of what is going on to take a blade and cut children's neck, and for all the atrocities that continue to happen each and every day, all around the globe. There's something going on. I don't know what it is. I don't know if some people is immune to it and some people just are not. But it is really, really something that the world has to get a grasp on, because it's madness of what is going on. Just the blatant non-regards to human life, to people. It is really, really a sad thing. And I feel that, as Queen said, it takes the all of us to come together and work together. We can't just depend on church. We can't just depend on government. We can't just depend on police. We have to open our mouths and say something. And yes, we also have to understand that there are casualties of war. And at this time, I think the world is in war. And us as citizens and people for right, some of us are going to end up having to be casualties, because we have to speak out on what is going on and the atrocities that are taking place in this world, and come together and make things right. We just want to thank each and everyone once again for joining us. Next week, interesting as always. And continue to share, to like, and all of these things. So next week is going to be hot as usual. Donna,
Love is the answer.
I don't know if it's next week that you're leaving.
No.
The week after next. Okay, because I was gonna say, we're looking forward to your performance, and we can't wait for that. And if you all are going out tonight and you're in the ATL area and you want to go check out Shenko at Calabar Bar and Grill, go ahead and check him out. Big things. So we love you all. You all have a blessed and wonderful evening. And we're gonna leave out on Don, because I think that even though we say that religion and religion is definitely not a part of it, but God is. And we got to turn to God and ask God to put something in some of us, if there's such a thing, and to change this way. We need to pray. We need to pray. We need to pray. We need to pray. We need to pray on what is going on in this world, because it is madness. And if they're saying that it's the end of the world, man, the end is sooner than we know, if what is going on continues to happen. So bless up to each and every one. Link us, dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. All of the new artists, old artists, all on just link with. All righty. right here on DA Powerhouse Radio at gmail.com. So as we leave out, we're leaving out to the big man himself, Mr. Don. And I think, I honestly really think this is just a appropriate song for the reasoning that we've just had.
I'm saying a prayer.
Thank you, John Minette. Thank you, Andrew Prophet. Want to thank you, Queen, for being right here with us as well.
Brothers and sisters back home,
Mama
can't stand
Asid,
to see the suffering
love you, my sister.
while out in the
It's always
streets
a
they
pleasure.
roam.
We're
The
gonna take
forgotten
hold
people.
this up real quick. Want to say big shouts to Olivia, Sandra, Donna, oh gosh, everyone, Gillette, each and everyone that I can't go back in all of our comments, but we just want to thank you all. Thank you all very much for commenting and supporting. We're gonna take it from the top. Here we go.
I'm saying a prayer. I'm saying a prayer.
I'm saying a silent prayer for my brothers and sisters back home. Can't stand to see the suffering while out in the streets they roam. The forgotten becomes the predator while the weak becomes the prey. And some were not so lucky, they didn't live to see another day. Some quick to pull the trigger when they could easily walk away. Some lost the love of their brothers, so killing is every day. Politicians making promises they know they just won't keep. Undertakers getting richer while life is getting cheap. No one has all the answers, this ship is sinking fast. Most time, please help us, how long will this pain last? The streets are no longer safe, kids are scared to play. The jails are overflowing, some young, some old and gray.
Let's understand Dr. J.
We can tell and tell the people. This station.
Majority of my in poverty, while the village are living well. How long will the poor man suffer? Only time will tell. If only we could come together and live in one accord, most of our problems will be over, even we or just we want. Some seems to have forgotten that brothers and sisters we are. We must care for each other, or we won't get very far. Let's put our differences aside.
All right, Olivia.
Let peace and love abide. This road to prosperity is long. Let's walk it side by side. Ooh, ah, ooh. I'm saying a silent prayer for my brothers and sisters back home. Can't stand to see the suffering while out in the streets they roam. The forgotten becomes the predator while the weak becomes the prey. And some were not so lucky, they didn't live to see another day. Good night.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 W.